What up gamers, Fence here, and today I want to share my thoughts on Moon Knight. The series just concluded a day ago from when this video gets uploaded, and yeah, because of that, I do want to share my thoughts on it. Now, before we begin, I just want to make some disclaimers here. Number one, there will be spoilers for episodes 1 to 6 of Moon Knight, since I'll be talking about the whole story here. And number two, this video will just add on to what I said back in my first impressions video that I made a few weeks ago for Moon Knight here, because I just don't feel like repeating on my thoughts for episodes 1 and 2, since I've already done that back in that video. So if you guys want to know my thoughts in more detail about episodes 1 and 2, go check out that video, my first impressions of Moon Knight. But to give a Cliff Notes version of my first impressions, I really enjoyed the first two episodes. I was really hooked into the whole mystery aspect of it. That's what kept me interested into wanting to watch more of Moon Knight, and there really isn't much to dislike about them. I would say my main complaint about the first two episodes is that there really isn't a lot of the whole Moon Knight superhero action. Whenever the actual Moon Knight in the whole costume and stuff, whenever that character appears, they spend so little time with it, and I just want to see more of it. I want to see more action, just more, pretty much just more screen time with him. Because yeah, it just felt so very little, but it wasn't really a big complaint of mine back then because, you know, we're still in the beginning of the series, and I thought there'll be more in the later episodes. So with that said, let's get on to the rest of my thoughts of Moon Knight, and once again, there will be spoilers up ahead. So I guess we can start with episodes 3 and 4. Starting with episode 3, I thought it began really strong, but I would say after that, and for the rest of episode 4, I thought it felt very dragged on and sometimes weird. I did like the parts where Mark was interrogating people as he was fighting them, and at some points he would like black out, and Steven would not take credit for that. So immediately in my mind I thought about a third personality that they don't even know about, since it happened to Steven, and you know, Steven didn't know about Mark during those blackouts, and now Mark is having those blackouts, and Steven is not taking the credit for that. So yeah, just immediately in my mind, I just thought about a third personality, in which, yeah, that did come true at the very end of the series. But yeah, that was just another mystery to think about, as I felt like all the mysteries were solved back in episode 2, but no, we got this new mystery here. In which, yeah, once again, I said it's been resolved and answered in the last episode. But yeah, that was like a fun time as I wait every week for a new episode. And I also liked the fight scene near the end of episode 3, where he had Moon Knight, the superhero in a costume and all that. He makes a return, and he fights this boss guy who is on his horse with his minions behind him, and Moon Knight just goes to town with him, man. He like takes his crescent moon throwing knife thing from his chest, which I don't know why, it's just kind of funny to me in a way, because I'm just imagining someone like Superman. He just takes his Superman logo off his chest and starts like throwing it around like a frisbee, or like Captain America's shield. But yeah, I thought that scene was that stuff was really cool with that kind of weapon. And then you had another cool but short scene where you had Moon Knight just jump at one time like from a great height, and yeah, as he went up, his cape actually made a shape of a crescent moon, which, ooh, that was a really cool thing to see, man. It just really adds to that yeah, how would you call it? That brand of Moon Knight. Like, you know that's Moon Knight if you see that kind of silhouette with a cape. But I will say there is one part of that fight scene that I'm kind of like iffy on with Moon Knight, and that is that apparently he's kind of immortal. He's kind of like Deadpool in a way where he can take like stabs and stuff and just treat it like a scratch. Yeah, Moon Knight is pretty much like the same way. At least for me, like I just don't see him in pain. If anything, yeah, if anything, he would be like maybe tethered, or it would like limit his mobility, but I don't know, I just feel like he can just easily escape that. And yeah, to me, I'm kind of like a bit iffy on, because I feel like that kind of takes away the stakes of the battles, where I feel like he doesn't really have much to lose. I will say the only thing that he might lose if he's not really paying attention is Layla, because yeah, she's not immortal. She doesn't have the same power as Moon Knight. Yeah, she can die if Moon Knight doesn't keep a close eye on like her status. But speaking of Layla, she did have this really cool scene in episode 4 where she was being chased by a jackal, and I thought that looked really cool because it kind of looked like a scene from a horror movie where, yeah, like she's being chased down by a monster pretty much, and it looked pretty scary, man. Like, especially her being dragged into the dark, like yeah, that's kind of like terrifying. Pretty much the only thing I like about episodes 3 and 4 is the action. Everything else I feel very mid, or I'm very much like in the middle, or I just really don't like it. And I feel like the latter is how I feel for the most part in episodes 3 and 4. The only thing I'm very mid on is the courtroom scene. I think it was a really cool concept to have, where you have Mark and also Khonshu, and just having Khonshu talk to Mark, telling the Egyptian gods in their avatars that yeah, Hera was trying to unleash Ammit, and Hera would just try to play innocent. And then yeah, I thought that was a really cool scene. The only thing I didn't really like is just Khonshu speaking through Mark. I don't know why he's like really struggling compared to like some of the other avatars. Yeah, I don't know. It felt so weird and unnatural. Yeah. Also, another thing that I felt very weird on is the kiss between Steven and Layla. I don't know why. I actually don't know why he decided to kiss her. Like, maybe I just blinked, but yeah, I might have like missed the reason why. I just did not understand that kiss felt very awkward and weird. I don't know, but they kind of present it in a way where it was a normal and good thing. But I know that, later on Mark does say that, why'd you do that? I don't know why. Just those two scenes, Khonshu just struggling to speak through Mark's body, and the whole kiss between Steven and Layla, that was just really weird to see. And going off from that kiss scene, let's talk about the thing that I just really don't like about episodes 3 and 4, and is what made me just not like them more than liking it. And that is the relationship between Mark and Layla. Yeah, I just really don't like it. They're always so mean and hostile towards each other. And, I don't mind it if it happens here and then, but I don't know why. I just feel like every scene with them, like most scenes with them, they're just always mean to each other. And I just felt like that's been just dragged on. Like, I get it. I just want to move on and just see them make up. But I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I just feel like I just noticed that the most. And yeah, it just felt so dragged on that I kind of forgot the objective, like their current objective at one point, that they were trying to find Ammit's tomb, because I was just always hearing about them just complaining to each other. And yeah, I do understand why they're doing it, because, Mark did ghosted her and now she wants a divorce, but I don't know. I just feel like that's just what I always see. So yeah, that's what made me not like episodes 3 and 4 for the most part. But there are some good parts to it. I do like, on in contrast to Mark and Layla's relationship, I do like Mark and Steven's relationship, because even though they were kind of like arguing with each other at some points, they do start to like warm up to each other, at least more faster than Mark and Layla. You even have some moments where you have Mark just letting Steven take over his body to do all the Egyptian deciphering and using his wits, because Mark is not experienced in that field. But yeah, I do like it when we have scenes with Mark and Steven. Mark and Layla, though, I don't know, I just felt like I had enough with that. And another good scene, which happened near the end of episode 4, and that scene actually caught my interest back into the show because, yeah, it was all going weird and mysterious again. So yeah, that definitely caught my attention again in my investment into the show. But yeah, that scene is a shocking one where we see Mark or Steven, whoever was in control that time, I forgot. Yeah, they just died, man. They got shot, they fell into some water, and then the scene transitions into a very weird place where pretty much like everything was white. The clothing on some employees there, like the people there, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, even the furniture, like yeah, everything was very, it looked at very different and dreamy or fake. Like it looked very fictional from where we were like a few seconds ago. Like you have people like Layla and Harrow just not acting like themselves. They're actually just really nice and they want to maybe take care of you or try to help you out. Yeah, they're trying to like help Mark and it's just very out of character for them. And yeah, speaking of out of character, man, dude, Mark, man, he just ran away and he found Steven in a coffin. And yeah, that's very much out of the character, man. Like he's out of his body. They're both like separated from each other's mind. They got their own bodies. And then suddenly, yeah, they just meet a talking hippo, man. What a great way to end an episode. Just adding on to the weirdness, it did get me wanting to watch the next episode like right away, pretty much. And that leads us into episode 5, in which, oh boy, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, like compared to the other MCU series that we have right now, like WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, yes, like series like those and their episodes, compared to those stuff, yeah, episode 5 of Moon Knight is my favorite one so far. And that's because it's very character driven and very character heavy that I just really feel for the characters. Basically, Mark and Steven go through this like flashback life story type of thing where they experience their memories going from like their childhood into adulthood. And yeah, they do that because they need to try to find a way to complete themselves in order to move on. And yeah, at some point, Steven finds out that he's just a made up personality made up by Mark when he was a child because he was traumatized by his abusive mother. And yeah, man, it just got really dark and serious during that time, man. Like when she got the belt, like, ooh, yeah. Yeah, just going through his childhood, man, was just really sad to see. And you start to really feel for him. And yeah, I started to really feel for him when he started to, like, at one point, like, whine. Yeah, Mark decided to, like, whine at some point and, like, slapping his face, like, throwing a tantrum. He like yeah, like that really just affected him so much. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's Oscar Isaac's performance. Yeah, it is his performance, man. You know, going from Steven to Mark and also displaying the emotions. Like, dude, like he's really selling me all this stuff. Like, yeah, I really got to give credit to Oscar Isaac's performance, man. Like his back must really hurt for just really carrying the show, in my opinion. And also with that, with how they try to cover a very dark and serious topic, even dark for Disney, man. Like, yeah, I'm just really surprised and impressed that, you know, in my opinion, I thought they pulled it off in a very appropriate way. Yeah, let me know if they didn't, but yeah, from my point of view, I thought it was done where, yeah, they just didn't make it like the worst way possible in terms of like presentation. I thought they presented it very well. But yeah, by the end of the episode, they weren't able to complete themselves in time, and so yeah, because of that, yeah, Steven, he kind of like dies in a way, and because of that, that actually made Mark full, and he was able to enter the field of reeds, I believe it's called. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did feel really sad when I saw Steven just kind of die in a way like that, but at the same time, like I knew he's just gonna come back at some point. Like I don't know how, I just feel like Steven would come back because I don't feel like he would just die off like that. And that is exactly what happened in the next episode. In episode 6, the last episode, where yeah, you had Mark, he doesn't want to be in the field of reeds, he just wants to go back to Steven, and through the power of friendship or something like that, he was able to revive him and also himself because he was also about to just die there. Yeah, I don't know why, it just felt so cheesy. But yeah, I would say that episode 6, the last episode here, was very much like meh to me. I'm very much in the middle. Like I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Like it's not bad like episode 3 and 4. I'm just very much in the middle on. So pretty much Hero freed Amit, and then we have Layla freeing Khonshu. Khonshu tried to stop Amit, and as soon as Mark became alive again, Khonshu felt that his presence was there, and he went back to Mark, and Mark became Moon Knight again. But yeah, he's not the only person to become a superhero again. Now we got Layla, who became the avatar of Tawaret, that hippo girl, and now she's got superpowers where she can fly and she's got these wings. Yeah, it's really cool. That's when I really started to like Layla, when she became a superhero. And yeah, you know she's a superhero when there's this one girl that she saved. She's like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" And she's like, "Yeah, pretty much, I guess." That does make me wonder if we'll be seeing her in other MCU properties. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but based on what we see so far in the series here, like I just don't see any MCU connective like anything to it. So yeah, I just do wonder if they plan to do that, or are they not going to, like, are they going to make it like its own separate thing, kind of like with Daredevil, what they did. Like they do reference that there's the Avengers and there's that whole event in New York, but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just its own thing. Anyways, back on topic, Moon Knight and Layla. Yeah, does Layla have her own superhero name? I don't even know if they even mentioned that. I might have to look that up later on because I feel like that would be a thing. But yeah, the two characters, pretty much the two fighting characters, the good guy characters, they were able to defeat Hero and seal Amit into Hero. And Khonshu said that the only way to defeat Amit is to yeah, pretty much just kill Hero while Amit is sealed inside him. And Layla, he told Mark to not do it, because pretty much, yeah, Mark didn't realize that Khonshu is just pretty much like the same way that Amit was. And he just told Khonshu just to set him free, like relinquish him from the powers and the whole Moon Knight stuff. In which, yeah, he did. And then he just wakes up in his room, and yeah, he's back to normal with Steven, just being chained up to the bed again. Yeah, just life is back to normal. I do wish that we saw more of like an aftermath, because yeah, what happened to Layla now is just, what is Mark and Steven gonna do? I'm like, I don't know why that ending kind of felt very unsatisfying. Yeah, I just wish there was more of an epilogue with Mark and Steven here. But it is not over just yet. We do have an after credit scene where we have Harrow. It seems like some time has passed and he's inside this like facility area thing, and there's this one guy. He escorts Harrow into a limousine, and you see Khonshu in a suit, by the way, looking pretty sleek there. But yeah, Hero said that you can't do anything to him, because apparently the gods, they can't, like, I guess, kill other humans physically. And Khonshu was like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, I know that, but he can." He points to the driver pretty much, and yeah, apparently it is Mark, or at least he has the appearance of Mark, and his name is Jake Lockley, where he's kind of like, Steven, where he's a made-up personality, but instead he's got this he's speaking in Spanish, and he's I guess more evil. And yeah, he's pretty much that third personality that we do see whenever Mark goes on a blackout, back in episode 3. And also, apparently, he was hinted on in episode 4. Like, he was in a coffin in another room that Mark looked into. And then, yeah, with the last episode, you do see him just black out, where with Hero, he was able to pin down Mark. Yeah, Mark then blacked out, and he like went back in, and apparently he's like pinning down Hero. And Layla was like, Mark? Yeah. I don't know. I wish you would explain more of that, because I kind of wish she described on like what she saw. But yeah, Jake Lockley, I believe that's his name. He is a thing, and that's a cool, I guess, maybe a cool way to maybe do another Moon Knight season. I did hear that there's no official plans. I think Oscar Isaac said that there's no official plans for a season 2. But man, how do you like end that series with that after credit scene, man? Like, I just feel like there's got to be more, and I also want to see just how it connects with the MCU because everything's got to be connected in a weird way. But I wouldn't mind if they do their own thing, with like how Spider-Man was before, where with the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield stuff, like they have their own heroes and villains, like nothing connected to the Avengers and all that. But yeah, I would say that in my opinion, the whole series just felt so average because it does a lot of like good things, but it also does a lot of like things that I just don't like or care about. Um, I would say like my biggest complaint though is still the lack of Moon Knight's action, man. He gets so little screen time, man, and I just want to see more Moon Knight superhero action because I do like his costume, man. I just really like the look of Moon Knight, and I wish I could see more of him, but yeah, we don't really see that. But, at least with Oscar Isaac, though, he can really carry a show even without that Moon Knight suit. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, once again, man, I just really like his acting. He just really shines in this show because he can play, Steven, Mark, and now Jake. Yeah, it's just, he's such a impressive actor, man. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Moon Knight, and I'm curious about you guys too. What do you guys think about Moon Knight? I'm also kind of curious if you guys think the series is confusing because I feel like that would be a thing. As for me, I feel like I wasn't really confused. Like, as soon as things are revealed, like, I see. Yeah. And I also like to theorize about like what's been happening. I mean, yeah, like I said, with the whole third personality thing, my theory on that, yeah, that became true with Jake. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you like it or hate it or like was confused by the series. I know like I have this other guy that I watch with on Moon Knight. He was pretty confused and I got to explain everything. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, that's just pretty much it for now. I don't really plan to cover any other MCU series. Moon Knight was the exception just because I was really impressed by the first two episodes because it just felt so different. It just gave me that Daredevil vibes where he just feels unique on his own. And yeah, just the whole thing pretty much, like the story. And yeah, I guess if I were to end things off here, the last thing I'll say is even though I thought the show was very mid, Moon Knight as a character and superhero is probably my favorite one so far, man. Like, I feel like before it was Daredevil, but now, dude, Moon Knight, like, I thought he's just way more cooler, even with the little screen time that he's been given. But yeah, that'll be it for now, guys. That's a game.